welcome back to the podcast. It's Hazel and Marion.
I'm Hazel.
And I'm Marion.
Yay, we actually did it the correct order this time.
What is it, 11 episodes in?
Episode 11,
Yeah, that's it. That's the way. As usual, we will start by picking a card from We're Not Really Strangers. And again, we've got the XXX edition, which is the Naughty edition.
What level are we going for?
2.
Okay.
I think 3 was really spicy. Just going through the edits, I was like, woo.
Too spicy.
Here we go. What sexual encounter could you base a whole movie on?
Oh, that's hard. Base a whole movie. I don't feel like an hour, 90 minutes to 2 hours is worth my sexual encounters. You go first. I have to think about this.
I traveled to Sydney.
Is that a sexual encounter or a heartbreak encounter?
Well, I had sex there.
So I guess it's a sexual encounter.
For our listeners, not for those listening, but yeah, because if you listen to this, you're our listeners. Yeah, I traveled to Sydney. I drove 8 hours to meet a boy I had been messaging for like a while I was seeing someone down here in Melbourne. Yeah, it could be a movie, actually.
We should do a segment. The most pathetic things we've ever done for a boy.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to type that up right now.
Because I'm sure you and I have a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you went to Sydney for a boy.
Yeah, we'll save it for the segment.
Okay.
Which will probably be next year.
Oh, I have one. I don't know if it's a movie, but it's probably worth like a 5-minute YouTube video. How in depth do I go?
It's up to you. I mean, you can. Was it pathetic?
It was
Just give us the title of the movie or the synopsis.
I don't know the title, but the synopsis is I hooked up with someone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think the first time I slept with them, I was like, whoa, amazing. They're just someone from like some random person.
Okay.
Who was in like an open relationship back in 2000 and I don't know, whatever year I was when I was like 22.
Mm-hmm.
So he was from Brisbane and I was in Melbourne. And then the first time we slept together, I was like, wow, amazing. And then he messaged me like months later. I was like, hey, I'm coming back down to Melbourne. And I was like, oh yeah, let's meet up.
Yeah.
And then the second time was traumatizing.
Oh, really?
It was like, I don't know, maybe suddenly I became woke in those few months.
Oh.
But he was like, I'm not into being slapped or being
spanked.
Oh, spanked's fine. Or being called a little slut.
Oh, really?
But I think it was in the context of, this is where it got weird.
Yeah.
He's like dirty talk's fine. Sometimes it's a bit cringe.
Mm.
But he said something like, oh, you're such a little slut, like the year 12s that I slept with last week. And I was like, wait, what?
I mean, yeah, it makes sense because he was in Brisbane. Or like,
is that a thing in Brisbane?
No, because it probably like schoolies and stuff.
But I was thinking like, wait, are these
How
girls?
old was this man?
We were like 22, 23.
Oh, okay.
So
it's not illegal.
It's not illegal, but these girls were probably just barely legal.
Yeah.
If anything. I was 17.
Legal age is 16. Yeah, in Australia.
But you have to be, the age limit is 2 years above.
Is it?
Yes. So I was like, I was 17 when I was in year 12.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so I was a bit like, that sounds not good. So
maybe you like them fresh.
So yeah, maybe that's my. What was the question?
What sexual encounter could you base a whole movie on?
Yeah, probably terrible sexual encounters.
Would that be a horror movie?
A Gen Z horror movie.
A Gen Z horror movie?
Or like a feminist horror movie.
Oh my god! Would that be? Would you put that under?
It's definitely not a comedy.
What category? Yeah.
It's definitely a comedy or a romance.
No, of course not.
Or a drama. So I guess horror.
Yeah. Okay. I'd probably put mine in comedy, drama comedy.
I think drama comedy sounds better than comedy drama.
Yeah.
Mine's probably horror comedy.
Yeah, I feel that. It's like, yeah, it's not right.
No, it's not right. Like the scary movie trilogies.
Okay, well, at least you didn't do anything pathetic for him. Now, now we've got a whole segment about just my story, which our listeners will have to wait for next year to listen to.
See you then.
See you then. Okay. So we're about to call a special guest.
Is he that special?
He'd like to think so.
Okay.
So he wants to be treated like a queen.
He's been asking to be on this podcast for 10 episodes.
Yeah. So he's been begging, he's been, messaging, everything he's been asking for. When am I getting on the podcast? I'm family. So everyone, we are going to call our cousin, which we've mentioned multiple times, a handful of times, not enough to give him any credit on this or any money.
I love that we always go back to money. Like you always think he's going to ask us to pay him.
No, he's not. But one day, I reckon one day if we get famous enough,
we're still not paying him. He earns more money than us.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we'll give him a call.
Okay.
It's Mart. Say hello.
Hello.
He waited 3 times to answer that.
Hello, our oldest cousin.
Hello. He's not the oldest.
Hello.
He's the oldest here.
Oh,
no,
wait.
He's not even.
Yeah, but
not
the three of us.
Yeah.
The original one.
Yeah. I mean, you were born in Australia, so
Yes,
yeah. Because of
true.
him, because of his mum, we're here.
That's true.
Yeah, on the record.
That is true. How you guys been?
Dead.
Yeah. Good, but this isn't about family shit, even though it's a podcast.
I have no idea what we're talking about. I'm gonna let Myron talk.
Why?
Because your idea.
I didn't prepare. No, he just wanted to be on the show, so we introduced you, but that you were dying to be on the show, so that we'd call you in our third last episode of the year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And you'll probably be our last guest, so for this season. So count yourself lucky. And Hazel's like, yeah.
Oh.
Sure. I had no idea. I'm just going along for the ride.
No, you
No, but I didn't know who was the last guest.
Oh, did you not?
No.
Is he not good enough to be last?
No, I just
Oh,
didn't
There'd be
know.
another one.
I have no idea.
If we had one, it would be Santa Claus for our Christmas episode. But who's that going to be? Santa.
Vincent.
Can you imagine? Actually, I'll ask.
Well, thanks for having me on the show, guys.
Yeah, no worries. Sorry we're calling you so late. Is your baby
I'm
already in bed?
Yeah, she slept like hours ago.
Okay, is Nancy awake?
I think so.
Okay.
But she's in bed, falling asleep, pregnant woman.
True, I forgot.
So yeah, she's just resting up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You're going to be a dad of two.
I know, next year's going to be crazy. Oh my God. But yeah, it's always a challenge.
Well,
Let's see how we go.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine. I mean, it's not really a challenge. It's either you do it or you don't. And you got to do it, really.
My thought was, I love that he's a dad and the things that he does are not very dad-like. It's like, when you suddenly are not a teenager anymore and you start reflecting on, were my teachers doing drugs when I was in high school? Like, were they living this wild life?
Yeah, I think so. I remember one of my teachers had a hickey and everyone gave her flack for it. And we were all in year 8. And like, no one really said anything to her, but everyone was like, oh my God, it's a hickey. And it was. She rocked out with a hickey. She was hot, though.
Okay. Anyways.
So what are we talking
about?
Yes,
I'm not the ordinary dad.
Yeah,
I'm
not
the
ordinary dad.
He's a cool dad.
He's a cool dad. He's a cool dad.
Now that I'm a father, I just like the things I got to say is very careful. But then again,
that's so true.
Yeah, because your daughter may find this. Like, there's a high chance that one day Paige.
I almost said something incriminating to you just before, and I stopped myself.
I was just like looking at her, but like, there's a big chance that one day when Paige has a Spotify, she will see this and she'll be like, what's this episode?
Anyways, what are we talking about?
I think we want to talk about that because, Mart, you're the only straight man I know that isn't like our uncles. Like, that's immediately a close friend. Oh no, I've got co-workers, but like
co-workers that are straight.
But in the family, you're the straight man that I'm closest to.
That's not an uncle.
That's not an uncle.
You don't really have much of an option.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly. So, but we also know that you, specifically your friendship group. Do some real gay shit.
Yeah, it's not really. I don't know. I think because we're older now and everyone's married and like
But you
they've
still
been
do
with
it.
their missus so long, but like we just like say things in the group. Obviously, it's private in a group, but then
Yeah.
you just like
It's private in the group.
yeah.
It's this thing
Wait, we
where
need a backstory. How did we get onto this topic of straight boys doing gay things?
well, Ma always used to do it.
Yeah, I know, but like, what's the context of why we started talking about
I
this?
don't think we can talk about that.
I know.
I know what you're leading us to.
I know, but I was trying to think of another situation that
You can lead a horse to the water, but you can't
No,
make
but
him
I was
drink.
thinking, is there another situation that has come up recently that he's done that was very gay? Not in a derogatory way, just actually gay.
Like really homosexual.
Yeah.
Oh, flashing his
Oh,
back.
the stuff I just sent
yes,
you
that's
in
what I
the
was thinking.
yeah.
Okay, so the
Not
back
safe for work.
not safe
stuff.
for work,
Yeah.
but like this is pretty safe for work. It's not that bad. But okay, I'm gonna say this story.
I don't know.
Wait, do you-
Normal people wouldn't think that's right.
Ryan has to say the story because he's the only one that saw it.
No, but you didn't see it.
No, I saw
Okay.
him laughing.
Yeah,
but I
so-
didn't see the actual thing happening.
At your daughter's first birthday, because like we were at your parents' house celebrating it, but you had like a lot of friends there. So you were
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the back, like outside the porch area.
the pergola,
The pergola.
yeah.
But we were in the living room, but you could see there's like a straight window that goes through, and you were out talking to your mates. And then me and Hazel were just discussing something.
Yeah.
And then I turned, and then your ass is out looking at us. And then I start laughing, and Hazel's like, "What's so funny?" And then I point to you, but you've already hidden your ass. But I know your friends are there.
He was showing them to the boys.
Were you showing it to the boys, or were you flashing us?
No, I thought it was to the
I
boys.
can't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, see,
I thought
there
it
you
was to
go.
the boys.
I
But-
think it was to the boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's an example of straight men doing gay things.
Yeah, because you know what? I haven't even flashed my ass to my gay friends.
No.
Oh, you
Yeah,
guys
I
do
haven't.
it. I don't know. Have you? Why?
I haven't.
Normal?
We don't. I don't know. I mean, I share my body pics on Instagram, but like they've never seen my butt crack.
Why?
I don't know.
I
I used
just-
to play
I just-
footy. That's why. Because
I
like
just-
everyone's in the men's room and
Oh
just
my
like
gosh. So
naked.
this is like a
just-
classic. The moment you said footy, do you remember Mikkel? So my Danish friend Mikkel.
Yeah.
How can I forget Mikhail?
Of course, how can you all both forget Mikkel? But
Yeah.
anyway, he's going to be a dad soon in 6 months.
Oh shit.
Wow,
Yeah.
I can't believe that
Yeah.
too. I saw that.
He knocked his girlfriend up. But anyway, besides the point.
Makes
I remember
sense.
he told me the
Honestly.
story of one time after a footy game. They like I think it was a footy grand final. His team won, so in celebration they got out like there's like slippery slides for
Yeah,
kids.
yeah.
And all the boys were sliding on that naked.
Oh yeah, that's gay.
Yeah,
That
that's what.
is
Nah.
fun time for
You reckon?
gay boys.
Ma just said something like, "Yeah, footy, look at
See,
me." Like,
yeah, he
that's what
just
I
said
mean.
no.
Yeah,
You reckon?
yeah.
I
confirms,
think that's
so gay.
homosexual. You're telling me that a bunch of naked boys sliding
Sliding.
down a slide, what the
Like
slip,
the
the slip
wet-
and
the
slide,
water one, yeah.
all soapy because you got to get that soapy or else
Yeah.
you'll burn yourself. That's not gay. You're telling me that's not gay? That's
I
quite
don't
gay.
know.
That's something you
Look,
would do.
Yeah, but I think that's a bit extreme though.
Is it?
Is
But-
it?
Is it?
I don't know.
But you just told me in the locker room and stuff. You guys like, what do you guys do in the locker room?
Wait, do you, okay?
Oh look,
in the locker
locker room,
room,
like
do you guys like whip each other with the towels?
some guys do. Yeah,
Okay.
if you-
Do you like? What else do you check each other's dicks? Do you compare sizes?
I
Is that a
would.
thing?
I'm just looking.
yeah,
They compare.
yeah. Some guys do. They don't like. At the end of the day, we're all mates and we just play footy. It's just like, but yeah, look, some of the other guys, mate. Some of the big boys. You think they got big
They're
dicks,
packing.
but they're just not packing. It's like the ones that are packing. That
Oh, wait, the
don't
skinny ones.
Yeah.
skinny
Yeah.
ones.
Little
It's
tweens.
like
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Skinny,
we
and I'm
know
skinny
just like,
lady,
yeah.
Never
And I'm
experienced
just like,
that.
yeah.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
No,
Yeah.
I'm just like there. I'm just like I'm the Asian boy. I'm like, yeah, look at me, guys.
Oh, yeah. I think there comes a point where you're just like, okay, this is me.
But also,
Yeah.
why do guys do that? I don't think
Yeah,
girls
can you
look at each
explain that?
other's
And I've
boobs
got
and be like, "Oh my god, your boob." I mean, I
Yeah, but
think
you guys do, don't
we
you?
do, but in a Like, wow.
Do you
I wish
guys
I had
compare
your
each other's
boobs.
labias?
No. Like, we'll talk
Yeah, look.
about it, but we won't like flash it out.
Okay, I have a question for you though, Mart. So you say you guys like not compare, but like show off the your Johnson.
We're not going to go and be like, hey, look at this. It's just like when you're in the showers and you be like walk past somebody and like, oh, okay, yeah, he's backing, or if someone else is like,
yeah,
it's not like, hey boys, look at my dick, look.
Are you sure?
It's not like that.
You know what this sounds like?
What?
This sounds exactly like what it would be at Wet on Wellington.
Do you know what Wet on Wellington is, Mark?
I'm laughing, but I don't know. What is it?
So it is a gay bathhouse in Collingwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I
So,
think I'll go past that.
Yeah,
You probably do,
you probably have. Essentially, like I've been, and me and Vincent have been, and like people walk around naked, and you just go, oh yeah, like that's the exact same. Like the way he described, like you walk past someone with it, dick hanging out, and you don't say, oh look at it, you just go, oh yeah.
But I guess the difference is,
Well,
And that's the same as like if you go to a nude beach as well.
Oh yeah, we've
like,
done that too. Have you been to
no,
the
I've
nude
been
beach?
to the nude beach.
Have you been to the nude beach, Mark?
Where's the nude beach in
in
Melbourne?
Europe, I did.
There's one
when I was younger.
Me and Vincent went to this one in past Frankston, basically where that end.
Oh,
the
wow.
East End, the southeast
Didn't
end.
even know there was a nude beach.
Yeah, it's like secluded. Like you
Was
had
it
to go.
busy?
Yeah, like not busy like a normal beach, but like there's people there.
There's dicks everywhere.
Dicks everywhere.
Fucking
Yeah.
a lot of dicks everywhere.
But not pretty ones. I mean, I don't know. I try not to look.
So interesting.
Yeah, you tend to get older people there. That's the thing, right?
a
They
lot
get
of older
old.
But
people.
it's kind of like
And just like, oh.
it's when you go to onsens in Japan.
Oh, I went to that too. Yes, I have. Oh my god, I've seen so many dicks.
Yeah, but you're gay. So is Mart though.
Yeah, but he's not gay.
Yeah, but he's. I thought I was saying the difference between his footy showers and Wet on Wellington is
Not
that
much.
not much. It's
Not
just
much.
that probably I heard like I don't know, but it's just no one's having sex in those footy showers, or maybe they are.
Oh, we don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't know about that.
Yeah, the onsens. Have you been to an onsen? You went to Japan, right?
Yeah, I've been, but I went with Nancy. I didn't go to like the public ones.
Oh.
Yeah,
My.
I should have gone to the public
You
ones.
should have
Would have been
gone to
very.
Yeah.
No, it's full on because I'm going to quickly talk about it, my experience. Because like me and Vincent went to one after we went to Universal Studios at Osaka. It's like a thing that father and son do.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
there's like a lot of kids with their dads.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of like 20
And
something.
are they fully naked?
Yeah,
Yeah,
fully
yeah, they
naked.
would
Like
be.
there is nothing to hide. Like apparently it's rude to hide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's also like a lot of people and their mates there. Like there was
Yeah.
a group of boys there that was just like hanging out as
Yeah.
mates, and I was like,
My colleagues who went to Japan together, 2 boys, one is gay and one is straight.
yeah,
They've gone to multiple onsens together in Japan.
interesting.
But like they
Yeah.
travel in a
I think
group.
it's just a cultural
Yeah.
thing, though. It's a cultural thing.
Is it a cultural thing here in Australia though for straight boys to be like this?
Oh look, the stuff like in group chats it gets out of hand, and you're just like you're backtracking. Like I should not have said that or said that.
I think
But-
what people tend to forget is that once it's on the internet,
Yeah.
it's like it's on
It's on
there
the internet.
forever.
But I feel like
Yeah.
but
I
it's-
can say little things like like in a group chat with the boys, they're straight boys, and like we do gay shit. Like we talk about gay shit.
like what? Can you give us some examples that won't incriminate you?
Oh look, I think it's depending on the subject on the day and what comes up, and like look, I can't really say it. That's the thing. It's like it's a bro code. You can't just like
Bro
say it out
code.
loud in public.
In a public
Yeah.
forum. Okay,
In a public forum.
so I'll ask some careful questions. So, like, how does it? Because I feel like, how does it lead to that? Because there's no way it just starts off as like, oh,
I mean,
this
in
is
our
gay
group chat with
now.
us 3, he sends us things and it just starts off like that.
Oh, is that normal?
Yeah,
Is that
literally, it is normal. It's depending on a group chat. Like
Yeah.
these guys have known each other for years. Like
right.
we're all close friends. We're not just like randoms off the street. And like we've got this tight bond. We just like talk shit, and at the end of the day, we're just like, okay, well, that's that.
Is
What's
this
next?
a WhatsApp group or a Facebook group chat?
Does it matter?
No, it's a Telegram group.
What the hell?
Does it matter?
No, because like,
You don't want any, you know.
I
What's
think
Telegram?
I think it's encrypted, super encrypted.
This is like some network engineer IT stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure Mart came up with it. Like, oh, let's use this.
Interesting.
Telegram Messenger.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I think it doesn't take the data. Who knows? But then again,
You
stored
don't know.
somewhere on an
You know who
island
You know who owns
somewhere.
this? Russia owns this.
Possibly.
That's so funny.
But you know, we still got a Facebook group, and Zuckerberg's just gonna have a look at our chats and ban us for the next 4 months. But that's Have you been banned off Facebook
No.
group? Like,
Have you?
You haven't?
Have you?
Yeah.
What have you been banned from?
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you don't want to go there.
Why were you banned? What have you been saying?
Was
It's not saying. It's just like you get, because you know how everyone just forwards stuff, right? Like forwards these videos and everything. Then he gets flagged. So yeah, I've been banned a couple of times.
That makes sense because of the videos you're forwarding us.
No, but that's
That's
nothing.
not good.
No, that's nothing. I think I know because I've got a friend that like sometimes does this, and we're always so careful.
I don't know what videos these are.
These days you got to be careful, especially now the videos. You get in deep shit, like you got jail.
Also, my friend in our Instagram chat, like our gay Instagram chat, likes to make jokes about just like, oh, little kids. And I always say to him, and I always say to him, you keep flagging us in the CIA's freaking thing.
Yeah. They get like the notification.
They
mentioned it again.
Yeah.
Oh, here they go.
Yeah. Oh, look, in my theory, I think Facebook's just been like, they just screen through all the chats. So that's just a theory of mine, which is like another segment.
Yeah, I mean, Martin's into tech, so he'd know.
Yeah, he knows. That's why. But anyways, back to the original topic of straight boys doing gay things.
Look, at the end of the day,
we really tiptoe around this. Right.
We really did.
Yeah.
Because it's a very touchy subject.
Yeah. And I know you're going to find this one day.
Yes. Look, yeah.
So
look, I'll tell you one thing. A lot of straight guys, like, they do say a lot of gay things. But then again, at the end of the day, they're still straight. But then sometimes you question the other people and you're just like, ooh, he said this.
I don't understand, right? Because one of my colleagues is like very borderline homophobic. But he does like so many, like he's very like transphobic. And
a lot of people are.
Yeah, but he like does so many gay things at work. Like he was one of the boys I told you that I walked into that was like pretending to air hump the other boy.
Okay.
And I was like,
Does he have a girlfriend?
Yeah, he's got a fiance. Yeah, they just got engaged.
I'd question that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, especially the whole humping situation. It's a bit
it's
like...
It's just like how they talk to each other at work. They're like, oh, yeah. Like that kind of like...
that's not...
No, but they'll be like they'll say it as like a joke. They'll be like, oh, yeah, honey. And then like air hump each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very straight.
I've got a friend, like, he's straight as, but like when we see each other, and like obviously his girlfriend, his fiance is there with us, and he'll just come up behind me and just like whisper in my ear.
But why?
Like that. And I was like, I think
that's so gay.
I think it's just like, I think it's just like,
well,
it's a guy thing. It's literally a guy thing. Like,
well, I think if we go back in history, before like being gay was like a wild thing that is against God, like the Romans
used to,
they were just like
have sex with each other.
Yeah, but it was just like a normal thing. It wasn't like, oh, that's gay.
Yeah,
it's just like, oh, okay, they're friends.
They were roommates.
Roommate, right? Like if you think about all the stuff that straight men or straight boys come up with, like sack tap.
Yeah, why?
Again,
sack tapping.
Like
that. Look, that was even like, don't forget, like sack tapping. I think when guys used to sack tap each other, like when like 8, 9, or 10 years old at school, like just stupid shit. Like you don't realize, like, you know, you're that young. You're like, oh, I'm not gay or anything, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just the guys just like do that shit. Like, it's just a guy thing, but it's gay at the same time.
It's
It is,
but
it
again,
is.
as a female, I can't understand this. I'm not like smacking boobs at work or anywhere. I don't like greet my friends to be like, "Hey, slap her boobs."
Yeah, but I also think like the horniest type of people are gay men because it's just men that are like into each other. So it just makes the whole thing like a lot more chaotic, and that's why like people bleach their hair and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like it's very traumatic when two boys date each other or, you know, dating each other because it's just like two assholes. Like not the thing.
I think
assholes,
it's a borderline though for straight guys. Though there's a line that we know.
Yeah, like you wouldn't
but if
make
you cross that line, no.
No, but the thing, like the line is so fine that if they cross the line,
so
it like
fine.
stops, and they're like, "Wait a second,
Yeah.
Is this gay?"
Like, oh,
And
bro,
this is how
that's
Brokeback
gay.
Mountain started."
Yeah, there's a point where it's like, oh, okay, no, hold on, wait, stop, that.
Yeah, and that's what makes it like it doesn't unwrap in my head because like they're so happy joking about it until like just one thing goes like one finger goes over the line.
Yeah,
I'll give you an example.
Yeah, give me an example.
Like there was a rugby player like probably 3 years ago. Like when he would tackle a guy, he would actually put his finger up their bum, and like he got reported for that and got done. Like he got really like reported for that. So like that's some gay shit there. Like
that
you just don't do.
Really gay.
But also that's like and I feel like that's a dominant thing.
Yeah,
that's like,
maybe.
That's like
that's like him telling you, "I own your ass."
But it's also like I don't watch Euphoria a lot, but the show Euphoria.
Yeah.
What's Jacob's character?
I don't watch it.
But anyway, he's like a straight man.
Yeah.
But then I think the storyline is he like sleeps with this trans.
Does he have gay tendencies or something?
Gay tendencies.
Yeah.
Like internalize like homophobia, or like suppress like homophobia. Because
I was watching this with Nancy, and we were like, yeah, because the guy was trans, wasn't he? And he hooked up with the other guy.
And
I don't know.
His dad was also sleeping with the same trans person.
Was this a
There you
female
go.
to male trans or male to
female trans?
Oh.
Yeah.
I need to watch the show, but we just
it's very
cancel our
full
binge
on. But that's what it reminds me of. It's like it's a classic. Like they're the straight man, like footy, like American football player.
Yeah.
Like stereotype, like real like masculine,
like a jock.
Like a jock, yeah. But then behind the scenes, they're like sleeping with this trans person.
Yeah.
And that's what I think about with some straight men. I'm like, I know it's a joke and stuff, but I think it's because over like society, they've been like the actions of being like gay has been suppressed and looked down on. That now men are trying to like just embody this feminine side of them, and then they just joke about it with their boys until someone puts a finger up the bum.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh no.
That's about right.
Just like, what are you doing? No.
Yeah. I think once it gets
But
too serious, and it gets very like, oh, like we're gonna make out. This is what's gonna happen.
You can tap my balls. Just don't put your finger up.
No, you can tap my balls, but you can't graze it.
Is it like cupping, or is it? What do you?
Oh yeah, like just
lightly.
lightly feeling it, like just grazing your hands onto the sack.
Such a graphic detailing. Because is it because when you tap it, it hurts?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But whereas it's erotic when you graze. So, but you tap because it's an attack rather than a hello.
What if you tap it first and then graze?
Because I know straight men that cup each other. Like that's like.
Does that hurt? If you cup it?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I don't
also, it's not like
people.
a welcoming thing. It's just like.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, when it's cold or warm, just anyway.
Interesting. I also have noticed that it's only boys that have like big male friendship groups that do this.
Oh yeah.
Because Jacob doesn't have a big male friendship group. He doesn't do shit like this.
It's a.
Look, I think I can say this publicly, right? Do you know what a bird bath is?
No, what's that?
Urban Dictionary.
Oh, I'm actually typing it in as we speak. Bird bath. Quickly washing your armpits, crotch, face, and neck in the sink. Is that correct?
That's not right.
Done in clubs, a male pulls out his nuts and stretches them to hold a liquid. Is that a bird bath?
Oh, that
yep, that's
one.
Yeah. So So look, with the friendship group, I'm going to say this publicly. It's happened, and that's you think that's gay. Yeah, that's pretty gay when you think about it. But, with guys, they do that shit. They just do tendency to do gay, stupid things. And, yeah, that's what happens.
Oh, my gosh.
Sorry, I'm just gobsmacked at this action. So, a male pulls out his nuts.
Yep, you pull out your nuts.
Stretches them out.
Right? You stretch them out.
A liquid.
And then so you get beer or something.
Yeah.
Then they drink out of it. Yeah.
Wait, as in another mate drinks out of it?
Yeah, another male will drink out of
it. Interesting. See, I think
I'm educating you guys. I'm educating you.
The fine line is if the tongue got involved, that's gay.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
No tongue in.
No tongue involved, but you're allowed to sip.
Yeah. But it's sort of not hygienic as well, but at the same time, you just think about it. The alcohol should... Yeah, you can get STDs and stuff doing this shit, but the alcohol will kill it.
The alcohol will kill the STD. It's fine.
Will not kill this.
Who needs a glass when you have a ball sack?
Right. See, I think now it's making sense. What
is it?
Yeah.
What the fine line is?
Yeah. Because like the things that straight boys do, gay boys won't necessarily do. Like we're not going to stretch out nutsack and get each other to drink from that.
I think it's not the straight boys. I think it's just with friends, like guy. Like if you know a guy friend that you've known for ages and like comfortable with doing that, but you just wouldn't do that with a random. Like
yeah, but I wouldn't even do that with Vincent.
You guys want to try later?
No. Actually, I might. I'm going to tell him about this and he's going to want to try it.
Who's stretched in the ball sack?
Him.
He's like, get the beer out or something.
I'll take a sip. Anyway, we've gone way over time.
Yep.
And
that's a good way to egg this segment.
Yeah.
Segment.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time.
We'll let you go. Thank you. Bye.
Last week, or it might have been the week before, I went to visit my parents and I went to Woolies near their house just to get some like groceries and stuff for my mum because she had COVID.
Yeah.
Outside of this particular Woolies was a man standing with a stall trying to get people to sign up to some
big issue?
Charity, not big issue. I think it was like seeing pets, or like seeing
eye dogs
or something like that. And because it's me, I already knew I am the perfect candidate for all of these people that do things like this because I always get approached. And he was standing right in front of the entrance, so there's no way to avoid him.
Yeah.
I even pulled my phone out and he stopped me and he was like, hey, just want to have a quick chat before you go into Woolies. And this is my lukewarm take. So something that we started a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
These people are so annoying.
Yeah, they're great salesmen.
Yes.
They're relentless.
Yes, and I even told him, I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm running out of time. I really need to go into Woolies.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, like, it'll only take 2 minutes. And I told him, like, look, I love what you do. I love that you support this cause. All for it. However, don't have time, don't have money, gotta go. My money is going to the groceries.
Time is true money you have.
And then it was funny because a couple of days later, my housemates and I were all home just chatting in the kitchen and I left like the main door open but the screen door's locked because Linguini, my cat, she loves to just sit by the door and watch the birds fly.
Oh yeah, like most cats do.
That's most cats do. Yeah. And so I like leave the door open just for her to like have a little look. And while my housemates and I were talking in the kitchen, we heard a voice outside go, hello. And
that's why everyone stays quiet.
Yeah, so we all looked at each other and we're like, And then my first thing was, is anyone expecting a package?
Yeah.
And all of us were like, no. So then this person outside was still like, hello.
You have a doorbell though.
Yeah, but the door was already like, the screen door was closed, but you can see the door is like, we see inside our house because Linguini was watching.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to go talk to this person.
Yeah.
T didn't want to go talk to this person.
Yeah.
So I nominated Angie to go talk to the person.
Yeah. The one where...
The one person that probably speaks English the worst out of all of us.
Yeah.
Because maybe my train of thought was, if he talks to her, he can't be bothered talking to her.
Yeah,
so
but again, they're relentless.
Relentless. But he was all like, hi, I'm from the Red Cross. just like, going around, like started this whole spiel.
Yeah.
And Angie goes, "Is this for blood donation?" And he's like, like, yes, but we're after some like money donations to support whatever cause they're supporting at this time.
Yeah.
Angie's response was, "I have blood to donate. I don't have money to donate." And from that, he left. And I thought, Angie, damn, I should say that a lot more often.
Yeah.
Because he didn't even stay that long.
Yeah.
And
they can't take your blood.
It's that at that
then
time.
and there. Yeah.
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 So and it got me thinking, because we were talking about this at work recently. One of my colleagues was like, "I hate that these people chose this for a job. Like, I know everyone has to make a living, but why did they choose this particular
Well, I
thing
don't know
as a
if
job?"
they choose. Isn't it volunteer?
Is it? I
Yeah,
don't know.
sometimes.
But they're very
I'm all about
good.
profit, non-profits that make profits.
They're very, very good at talking. I had another guy 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He came to our house again. I arrived home. I parked my car, and I saw him leaving my front door.
Yeah.
And as I was like walking to my front door, he stopped me and he was like, "Oh, do you live with Tan?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah."
Oh, it's a friend.
Weird,
Yeah.
but yes, I do. How do you know her? And he's like, "Oh, we just had a great chat just before."
She's adopted 20 African kids.
Pretty much at that point. She signed up to donate one time because this man was
Never
talking to
just
her.
one time.
And I think he was pretty hot. So
Oh, no. I mean, weakness.
weakness.
Yeah.
But then he tried to like convince me to sign up as well. And I was like, "Oh, no. Like, look, you already got T's donation. I think that's enough for our household."
That can fit a whole country.
Exactly. And then ever since she signed up, now we get like monthly letters from this organization she signed up for to be like, "Please continue to support her." Or she gets monthly letters.
Wow.
And it just goes straight into recycling bin.
What a waste of money printing that stuff out.
I know, such a waste of money. And it's just, this is my lukewarm take. Like, you want to support them, and you probably do support the causes, but these people are so annoying. You're shaking your head like, "No, I don't want to support them at all."
No.
But like, I'm pretty liberal. I support a lot of causes, but at the same time, just don't be in my face.
I don't get it. Like, every now and then I'll no, that's a lie. I don't even want to begin
You
with.
don't give anything.
I have a hard time parting with my money.
Yes, I know you do.
I really do. Mainly because no one donated to me. So,
but you're not a charity.
well, I'm donating to myself, right? And I get it. Like, there is a lot of good causes out there.
Yeah.
But like, go to Turak. Go to the richest part of town. Don't go to me. Don't go to me and my 2-bedroom unit because I'm not rich. Right? Go to the mansion, knock. And guess what? The mansions don't answer them.
No.
So this is how the rich stays rich. They just go. They don't go to places like Turak because the people in the mansions won't answer them. They'll be left out.
Oh, they probably have gates that like stop them from entering.
Exactly.
The front door.
Right. So instead of like taking from the middle class, why don't you take from the top? But you can't take from the top, so you got to take from the middle class, and the top keeps getting richer, and the middle class is just middle forever, if not going down to low.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I agree. These guys are relentless, and I used to entertain them. Like, there was a point where I'd be nice because I didn't want to be an asshole, but in turn, they actually are assholes because they will stop at nothing to get you to sign up.
Yeah.
Like, this one guy once trapped me into trying to sign up for cancer donation.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, it's only $2 a month." And I was like a uni student where $2 a month was like a coffee for me.
Literally.
And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Yeah, but like it's only $2 a month." And I'm like, "Yeah, but no."
Oh, I just
and
remember.
then he made me feel bad about it.
I hate that. But I just remember it in school. Remember, it's like, what do you call it? Not adopt, but sponsor a child.
Oh yeah,
for like
Caritas.
for like $2 a month or something.
Oh
like that.
no, sorry.
$5 a month. Or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
And at first I was like, wow, yeah, that's really cheap. However, I think I haven't done it because I'm poor.
Yeah.
But like, I just hate people telling me what to do with my money is the thing that really bothers me.
Exactly. Well, also you kind of have to look deep into these charities.
Yeah,
because
you don't even know if your money's actually going to them.
Like how much of that $5 is going to them? Because like if they can print out all these materials and send it to you every month, that's part of your donation going back to you in paper form.
Yes, that's true.
Like I mean, charities are great, but there's a point where I'm like,
I think like
I'll start my own charity for myself.
Yeah, I think it's different. Like, for example, if I was to raise money, it would be through running. Like, I'm like running for like a charity or something like that.
Yeah.
Not because I got stopped on the street and then like, hey.
Yeah, that never works on me now.
No.
And like with what's it called? Red Cross, and when they do the thing at the traffic light.
Like Good Friday appeals and
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah.
I also don't carry coins.
Yeah, no one carries coins anymore. One day they'll be carrying a square.
Yeah, they will be. Tap
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the future.
That's the future of donation, right? But then you kind of wonder, okay, wow, you have all this technology that you got to pay for. Where's that money coming from?
It's just, I just feel like you have to research and choose what you support. But again, I think it's also because I worked in retail. And so I used to be a salesperson.
Yeah.
So it really bothers me when salespeople try to sell to me, like, stop. Yeah. I know all your tactics.
Yeah, I know all your tactics. But it's what I don't like is when they make you feel bad about it. Like, you don't know what's going on in my life.
Yeah.
What makes you think, why don't you donate the rest of your life? Why don't you donate all your money to this cause then? Why asking me? Why asking you? You donate.
I just don't want to waste my time. And I think everyone just stops me all the time. Jacob never has this problem because he's got resting bitch face.
Yeah, well,
so I'm too approachable.
Apparently, I donate $10.
To who?
I don't know, somewhere. That's what it says on my tax.
Oh, so, yeah,
we
sure.
all donate $10.
I'll donate if it's like a friend raising the cause for something.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
But because they're not selling it down your throat.
No.
Just, support me.
Yeah.
But like someone's stopping you and being like, sign this.
I don't have free will at that point.
I need your signature.
Yeah, please sign now.
Are you really gonna let this kid die?
Sign your life
away.
What
you're gonna do?
Yeah.
It's only $2 a week.
Dude, I need the $2 to survive.
So okay, let's work this out. $2 a week. Right, and there's 52 weeks in a year.
$104.
That's $104.
Yeah.
And then you don't stop it for 10 years. That's $1,000 in 10 years. So
that's $1,000 that can go to my HEX debt.
That it does anyway. It gets taken out. But that's $1,000 you could spend on yourself.
Are we bad people for talking like this?
No, I think we're realistic.
I just feel like also because we came from a third world country.
Yeah.
That I know, like, I want to give back to the community, but at the same time, this isn't the way to do it. Also, I grew up, like, very religious. So my parents were spent all their time donating to different charities and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that didn't get to go to you instead.
Exactly. No.
So now you're like, well, they've had their fun with my parents' money. I'm going to have my own.
I think I think for me, it's just overcompensation. I'm like, I spent so much time around this environment. Just let me do my thing.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, I think there's donations, but you know what's even worse? And we're not going to go into it because we're really short on time. But like the religious ones.
Oh my God. Can I go into it?
You have like 2 minutes.
There's a religious uni group. I think it's RMIT or something. I get stopped every time in front of like Melbourne Central, State Library. And they always come up to me and they're like, hi, like we're just like, we're like looking for friends in Melbourne. And I thought this was fine when I was still at uni.
Yeah.
Because I was like at the same age as them.
Yeah.
However, it still happens to me now. One stopped me at Footscray Market, like in that area.
Yeah.
And then she was like, I'm just doing a survey. I'm doing my honors year in psychology. And I was like, oh, I love psychology. What's your honors
you got
about?
sucked in.
No. She failed. Because I was like, what's your project about?
Yeah.
And she started. And then she started asking me the same questions they all asked me. Like, do you practice, are you religious? What religion are you? Do you believe in Jesus? Do you go to mass? Do you celebrate Christmas?
Yeah.
And I knew the moment she started saying that, I was like, this isn't part of your honors year project. I was like, what's your project actually about?
Oh, you asked her that?
Yeah.
And what did she say?
And she couldn't give me a proper answer.
Yeah,
and
so you walked off.
No, I was like to her, I was like, oh, that's a shame. I really love psychology. If you were actually doing a project, I would have.
You do love psychology.
I do. I was like, I would have loved to support your project if it was real.
Oh.
And then I walked away. Because I was at this point, I was 28. I'm like, you can't keep asking me this. And everyone's like, oh, but you look so young.
Oh, you're 29 now. Yeah,
I'm 29.
Like 28 was.
They're like, you look so young. We thought you were at uni. And I'm like, no, stop wasting my time.
Yeah,
and
we'll take that as a compliment though.
I know. But it also happened at Werribee Plaza last year as well. Some other man.
I don't go there.
I know. I went to, because my parents needed something. So I like went there and he's like, "Oh, what are you studying at uni?" And I was like, "Thank you."
Yes. And then walks off.
Yeah, I was like, "Thank you for thinking I still study." And then I walked away.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they must look at me and be like, "Oh, she's Christian."
Well, you do give them.
I am
Christian.
also.
You are Christian. Well, you're Catholic, so.
But I'm not practicing, but.
You used to practice a lot.
I know, but they just target me and this doesn't happen to anyone else as often as it happens to me.
Yeah, because you're wholesome.
I know.
Also, you don't have a resting bitch face.
Yeah, I know.
So, like.
I look very approachable.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
So, it's fine. Like, oh, they'll think, oh, she's not going to be rude to me. Next thing you know, bye.
I'm going to catch you in your lies. Don't waste my time is my moral of the story.
Great, love it. So you're going on holiday soon?
I leave on Monday.
And I'm going on holiday soon.
Well, by the time you listen to this episode, I've already probably
You'll
come
come back,
from
but I'm
holiday.
still about to leave. So I'm
Yeah.
talking as if I'm leaving soon.
Yeah.
But you're leaving soon. So in all the universes and timelines, one of us is leaving soon.
One of us is on holiday.
And I think like you've traveled more than me.
Yes.
And I've traveled not as much as you.
Yes.
In fact, very little.
Very little compared to me.
Yeah, which is quite sad, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
The plan is every 8 months we go somewhere international. So
I love that you have a plan. I just have to leave every year.
yeah, but
Twice
like
a
if I
year.
do every year, then that's only once every year. But then if I do every 8 months, that's 3 times in 2 years.
Sure.
I worked it all out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, math. Yeah, sure.
Gay math, Marian math,
Married math.
annual leave math.
Yeah. Yeah.
But because we're both traveling soon, and you've traveled a lot, I thought we would list down some things we've learned from our travels.
Okay, you want to go first? Cause
Yes, I only have 2 because again,
yeah.
not much.
Okay, sure. Go first.
How many do you have?
A lot.
Oh, okay, great.
A lot.
All right, so I'll start. Respect the culture that you're in.
Oh, that's a good one. I didn't have that one down actually.
Yeah, I bet you have. Make sure you have your passport.
No, I didn't even
Okay,
have that
thank
either.
God.
I would assume everyone should have their passport when
No,
they travel.
Yeah. I wrote that because of my first international trip, apart from the Philippines, is Japan.
Mm.
And they have a very different culture to Australia and the Philippines.
Yeah.
Where everyone's a bit more quiet.
Yeah.
And like very respectful of people's space.
Yeah.
As well as the environment around them.
Yeah.
So I think for tourists and travelers, I think it's very important to research where you're going,
Mm-hmm.
figure out what the culture is like, and not assimilate, but like respect it.
Yeah.
So like if you know the people that don't talk on the train or answer phones on the train, you don't answer phones on the train.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's actually a bit disrespectful to them. And you're there as a visitor. It's like going to someone's house, right?
Yeah.
You follow their house rules. Like if someone says, okay, shoes off at the door, you take shoes off.
Absolutely.
Right? You don't just, okay, I'm going to keep my shoes on and put mud all over your floor. You don't do that, right? Because that's disrespectful to the homeowner.
Mm.
So I think like when we went to Japan, I had to research what was okay to do and what was not okay to do. And same goes for Malaysia, right? Like we're going there soon and I'm checking like what can like.
I think it's harder for you because you're gay.
Yeah. But I'm not going to get mad at the country.
No.
I'm just going to have to respect that. And if I get mad, then why am I going?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I understand that there are countries that don't allow homosexuality or public displays of affection.
Mm-hmm.
And if I really don't agree with it, like really don't agree with it, I'm just not going to go.
No, that's fair.
You know
point.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I think, oh, well, you know what? That's part of their culture because their religion or whatever is very strong in that country. But I really want to go. What's more important to me, the experience or getting arrested?
That's a good one because Japan has a lot of rules, not even just on the trains, like how you eat.
How you eat, yeah,
is a
because you
big
don't
one.
eat while walking. Like that's the stuff I learned. You don't eat while you're walking, so you sit down.
Yeah.
And people don't talk loudly.
Yeah.
Either unless you're like at the with the drunks.
Yeah. Like even in Singapore last year, I remember like I was looking for a table to sit and eat, but everyone left their like pocket tissues on the table, which is their way of claiming the table as theirs.
Oh.
So, and it's just like this unspoken rule, like this is my tissue.
Yeah.
This is me. I left it on this table.
Yeah.
That means this is my table. So when I come back with my food, I'm sitting here.
Oh, okay.
And
I
it was
see.
so
When you
frustrating.
say pocket tissue, like
A little-
unused pocket
yeah,
tissue.
like the
Okay,
little
thank God.
unused-
Not like with a snotty one.
No,
where
like
they've
the
just-
packet of like 10.
Oh, that's cute.
But it's just like, you just see tissues on all these empty tables. And I
Okay.
was like, I want to sit somewhere.
Yeah,
But they've already claimed it as theirs.
that's fair.
So,
I mean, like, I get it.
yeah,
So then did you start doing that?
of course.
Did you get some pocket tissues? Like, all right, I'm putting
Of
it there.
course.
Okay, because then
Um,
everyone also around you knows and goes, okay,
And
that's it.
It's just also because like Japan and Singapore are such safe countries.
so
that
safe. I can't wait.
I remember I met up with my ex-boyfriend's brother in Singapore and he's like, oh, I found a table. Let's go get like our food in the hawker mall. And he just left his stuff there.
Oh, yeah.
and I was
mean,
like, woo, we're in like a hawker center.
yeah, I
but-
don't even do that here in Australia.
No, I always like look around, but
Yeah.
I did the same thing in Japan. I was in a cafe with my laptop just typing away and I was like, I really need to go to the toilet.
Yeah, you leave it there.
I
it'll be
left it
back.
there. Yeah, and it was fine.
Yeah.
So things like we don't experience in Australia, but yeah, you're right. Like you have to kind of just understand what the unspoken rules are.
Yeah, and just research.
Yeah.
Like there's so many YouTubers that go through it with you.
Oh yeah.
Part of the same dot point is like not being rude because they can't understand you. Like you don't
Yeah.
have to raise your voice.
Have patience.
Yeah,
I
have
think.
patience because everyone's trying to understand each other.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like, and I think that's what I found in Japan is that they have found a way to deal with not being able to understand English. So the people that cannot understand English
Mm.
have found a way to deal with it, and that's through like Google
Yeah.
Translate and those little translating devices as well.
Yeah. The big ones in
So,
Japan. Yeah.
Like one of the hotels we went to, the one of the people in the lobby, or when we checked in, couldn't really understand us.
Yeah.
And he couldn't speak English. So he got us to speak into this little machine.
Oh, nice.
And then it would translate it for him.
Yeah.
And then he would speak back to the machine and it would translate it back
That's so cool.
to us. And it was magical. Like that experience was so stress free.
So Japanese.
Yeah.
But I think that's what traveling does. Because I had a similar one in China like years ago, but they didn't have that technology.
Yeah.
My friend and I rocked up to the apartment and we were lost. We couldn't find like the entrance to this apartment.
Yeah.
And the security guy couldn't speak English.
Yeah.
So he kind of was just like telling us to like wait, but
Yeah.
like kind of like giving us hand signals.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we were like, okay. So then he like ran away and then he came back and grabbed an English speaker
Oh, nice.
to translate to us, like to figure out what's happening.
Yeah.
And it was really friendly and nice.
yeah.
But like that's what I mean, like people they've learned to sort of deal with not being able to understand English.
Which is interesting
Mm.
because we have, like, when I say we, but certain people haven't done it for them. Like,
Yeah, that's
they won't
privilege
do it.
there.
Yeah. The privilege is like, why don't you understand me?
But also like that's such backwards thinking because they're the same people that live in like a country like maybe Australia and like you come to our country, you get used to how we live here.
Yeah, it's it is very hypocritical.
Like that just means they're very selfish and
Yeah.
privileged.
So yeah, that's my respect the culture that you're in,
Mm.
or don't go.
Mm.
Yeah.
Is that your only 2 points?
No. I
What's the
have
second
another
point?
one. This is a bit more basic, but always check and double check your boarding pass.
You want to tell your story why?
Yeah. So on the way back to Melbourne from Japan, so we were in the airport. I had read the boarding pass wrong,
Mm.
and I had read it, I think, 20 minutes. Like boarding was meant to be at 9:20.
Yeah.
I thought it was 9:40.
But your plane left at 9:40.
No. Like I don't think the flying was there, but I
Oh.
just read it as 9:40.
Yeah.
And that was probably, I read that in the morning
Yeah.
and I never checked it again.
Oh no. That's what you learn. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're at duty free
Yeah.
buying sake and like 2 bottles of sake. And we're like, taking our sweet time. And then Miva's like, all right, we better get to the gate. Check-in is going to open soon.
Oh my gosh.
Not check-in. No.
Boarding.
Boarding's going to start soon.
Yeah.
So we get there and we go down the escalator and we're like, no one's here. Oh my God, how is no one here? We're here so early. And then I look at Vincent and he looks at me and we're like, surely not. And then at the gate, you got all these staff, like Qantas staff,
yeah.
looking at us being like, where have you been, bitch? Thank God you're here. And we get there and they're like, are you Are
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's me. And that's him.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, you're the last ones.
Oh my gosh.
We've been paging you. And we're like, oh, scusi.
This is rookie traveler errors.
And like, we didn't hear the paging because either it was
Yeah.
in Japanese or we were just like,
In your own
not
world.
expect. Yeah, but when you're not expecting your name to be paged or on
Yeah.
the speaker, you're not
Yeah.
going to listen for it, right?
Yeah.
That's where I think that system is flawed. Yeah, so we nearly missed it, but we didn't because when we got in, everyone was still kind of putting their bags away. But we got the stares from like first class of like, oh God, these people.
Yeah.
These are the ones that they've been asking if they're in this plane already. Please put your hands
Oh my
up if you're this
gosh.
and that.
This is like, yeah, this is rookie travel era. Because my colleagues who went to Korea together last year,
Yeah.
similar concept where never just look at one thing and accept that that's it.
Well, that's what Vincent said to me. He's like, I trusted you, and now
Yeah,
I'll
I
never trust
know.
you.
I know he would have been so disappointed.
Yeah.
Because he's also like, this is why I never let him do these kind of things. But never just trust your own like first take of something. Because
Yeah.
my colleagues, they have, one of them's very organized, and the other one kind of just like follows along. But the really organized one made like a very extensive Google Docs itinerary. And on his itinerary, he wrote that like their flight was, let's say, 12 p.m.
Yeah.
They were in Jeju Island, so they had to get like transportation to the airport as well. So it wasn't as easy as like if they were in Seoul or something like that. So he's like, yeah, it's 12 p.m. The other one woke up that morning and was like, let me double check. And he actually checked the proper like ticket booking.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, this says like 10. And then he's like, hey, I think our flight is at 10. And then the guy's like, nah, it's at 12. I wrote it on the Google itinerary.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, but on our boarding, like the email confirmations, it says 10.
Yeah.
And they like they've never gotten that ready so fast. And
yeah,
also,
it gives you adrenaline.
yeah, but like the really organized ones, like, I still need to go to the toilet, haven't done like the
Yeah.
morning dump. And like they made it on time, but that's like rookie travel errors.
Yeah.
Don't just trust your first judgment.
No.
Double check everything.
And the thing is, I am the type to double check everything.
Yeah.
Like I triple check. So when I rock up at the airport, I already have my digital boarding pass.
Yeah.
But I still print it out.
Me too.
And I print it out and I
Me
go,
too.
do these match? What gate am I on?
Yeah.
Do these match?
Me too.
And I go straight to the gate before I even do anything else.
So just to double check, that's okay. I do that too.
And for this time, I got way too cocky and way too confident.
You let your guard down.
Yeah, and I was just having such a great time being in Japan that maybe subconsciously I never wanted to leave.
That's funny.
And I was self-sabotaging. But yeah, always check your boarding pass. I think boarding passes are very important.
Just check everything.
Check everything. Double check everything. I definitely check like passports, but boarding passes.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, just on that.
Yeah.
Flights change all the damn
absolutely.
time.
Absolutely. There was like I'm late to everything in my life except for being at the airport.
Oh, me too.
So I know, but like I remember last year I was in New Zealand going back home from Auckland, and my flight got delayed. So I got a text message, and I was like delayed like 4 hours. So I was like, oh, I guess I'll stay a little bit longer with like my ex-boyfriend and his mum.
Yeah.
And then it was funny because on the other hand, he's always organized, except for like at the airport, he'd be like, nah, it's like fine, you've got a lot of time.
Yeah.
But we're like experienced travelers. So I remember he dropped me off at Auckland Airport, and I was the last person to like check in and board, and the line was so long. I was so stressed. It was fine though. But I was just like, how is someone so calm to be like, nah, you'll make it. You'll be okay.
It's the privilege.
Probably.
Yeah, it's the privilege of they'll call me. They're not even paging my name yet.
No, I think it's not. I think he's just like, well, I was thinking it's not even privilege because he's such a cheap person. So he wouldn't have wanted me to miss the flight because I'd have to pay more.
No, but he knows you won't miss the flight because they're not even calling your name yet. It's they're calling your name. That's some people literally wait for their names to be called.
I can't live life like
just
that.
so that they don't have to line up.
I just don't have. Also, I want to be able to put my like carry on in a good spot. That's why
definitely. I don't want to put my carry on like 10 seats down.
No, because then I have to go all the way over there if I need something.
Yeah.
What if someone steals something?
Yeah.
Can't.
Mhm.
Anyways, but yeah, that's very good points.
All right, what's on your list? Because it sounds like you have a lot.
There's a few more than yours. So basically, background is I've been traveling a lot since I was like 21.
Yeah.
I've done both trips with friends, trips with my parents, and solo traveling. So my first point is after all these trips, I figured out the kind of traveler that I am. Because there's people that want to just do like adventure things like sports or like, like they'll just go travel purely to hike some mountain, ski down some mountain.
No. That's not me.
Yeah. So I realized there's like people that want to just go holiday to party and go to like festivals.
Definitely not me.
That's also not me
Yeah.
either. I'm the kind of person that will happily do a day hike,
Yeah.
but I need to also explore where I am, like the city.
Yeah.
And
like get immersed in your environment.
And pretend like I'm living there to see
Yeah.
if I actually like it.
Yeah.
And just understand like what locals do.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of traveler. I'm not a party traveler. I'm not like an extreme adventure traveler.
Party traveling is very popular in the gay community.
It's very popular in like 20s.
Yeah.
And like if you go to Europe,
Kentucky.
Thailand.
Kentucky is your like.
Ugh, gross. I'm not a Kentucky traveler.
Yeah.
Can't.
Did you do Kentucky?
No. Can't,
I swear, I don't know. Someone else that I know did.
I would not spend money just to stay one day in a country and tick that off my list.
Oh, yeah, that's not fun.
No.
Yeah, I agree. So you're the kind of you're the immersive.
I'm immersive.
Okay,
I'll stay at least a few days just to see what it's like.
Oh, okay, yeah. I can't stay for just one night. Like that's not a thing.
It doesn't even count that you visited the country. You haven't experienced what the country has to offer.
Yeah, just because you've seen the Eiffel Tower.
That doesn't even count. Like you have no idea what is.
But have you eaten a baguette?
A croissant.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not the type of traveler that is also like I like doing touristy stuff too. To a certain degree.
Yeah.
Like there's touristy things where you're like, okay, this is just purely to get people's money off of them. But like in Japan, we went to Tokyo Skytree.
I also went there. That was okay.
Which is a touristy thing.
Yeah.
But it was so nice to see Tokyo, even though it was really cloudy from that high.
Yeah.
And I like going to high places. Like that's just my thing. I don't know what it is. Like
it looks cool, like to see all the buildings and things like that.
And I think that's just like my creative side of me or whatever.
Yeah.
But like we didn't go clubbing except for that one time after the wedding.
Yeah.
My friend's wedding. And we didn't do any like sports.
No. I think I'll like when I travel, I go when I was younger, I'd go clubbing like once or twice.
Okay, yeah.
But I wouldn't like my colleagues go to Europe purely to party. Like they'll go to Ibiza, they'll go to like Amsterdam and like just smoke up, get drunk, go to like Tomorrowland, all these like festivals. And
that sounds like a waste of time.
It's very exhausting.
Yeah.
I think that's like it's fun. I think like I'd go to Tomorrowland just to experience it.
But you don't get to experience the country.
It's because I've probably already been to that country.
Okay, right.
Or I'd go earlier to experience the country and then go to the festival.
Well, that's fine then.
Whereas like some people will just go purely for like
that and then they fly out like the next day. Nah, I'm not about that.
That's not the kind of traveler I am. Yeah.
But I am the kind of so me and Vince are different in these kind of sense where his holiday, he can do nothing and that's fine.
Yeah.
Not like do nothing, but like he likes to keep it chill.
Yeah.
I like to keep it chill, but to the point where I don't ever want to waste a minute.
I think it's also because you're new to traveling.
Yes.
Whereas Vincent has traveled a lot more.
Yeah.
Because
a lot to Malaysia.
Oh, he's been to parts of Europe.
Yes.
But it's also I was talking to my friend about this on the weekend. She's a doctor and she's going to New York by herself.
Oh, dangerous.
But I love New York. I'd do that by myself too. But like, it was funny because we were talking about how when we were younger, we were exactly like you. We're like, don't want to waste a minute. We're going to do everything.
Right.
But I think also because of the nature of our job, now that we're on holiday, we look forward to doing nothing.
I see.
And it's even last year when I was in Singapore, I was like feeling a bit guilty that I'm like not doing as much as I would have when I was younger. But when you do that, you actually come back so tired.
Yeah.
And you've you've gone on holiday and you've used your leave, but you haven't rejuvenated yourself.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
So it's like now I'm trying to find this trip that I'm going on in Europe. I'm trying to find a balance of not over cramming everything.
Yeah, but not over relaxing.
Yeah, over relaxing. And I'm just like chilling all the time.
Right. So when you went to Singapore,
I didn't do that much. I explored. I ate food.
Yeah.
I somehow stumbled on a day hike without realizing that I was deep into like how hard this hike would have been.
Oh, okay, right.
But then there were days when I just like lounged in the pool.
At the hotel?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I also spent a lot of money to go into a nice hotel.
Oh, yeah. You may as well make use of it.
I remember I caught up with my friend who lives there and I was like, hey, I'm going to be like 10 minutes late because I've just been sitting in the pool all night.
All right.
And he's like, why?
Was this at Marina Bay Sands?
No, I went to Park Royale, which is probably better.
So not the boat?
No, but it's actually like it's still an infinity pool.
Okay.
But it's very nice. You don't need to go to Marina Bay.
I'll take notes.
Yeah, like you don't need to spend $1,000. You can find one a little bit cheaper. It's still nicer.
Okay. Okay. What's next on the list?
So my next one is because I solo traveled a lot. So something I had to learn while traveling is forcing myself to make friends, which you don't have to do because you have Vincent.
Yeah. Wait. Is that something you learned? What did you learn? As in learning how to make friends
like forcing myself to do it.
Okay, yeah.
Because like you don't realize when you're like home, you have friends here. You don't have to
you're comfortable. Yeah.
But when you're overseas by yourself, you wish like sometimes like it's fun doing things alone, but you also wish like I wish I had someone to share this meal with so I can eat more.
Okay.
Or like, I wonder like what, especially in Japan, when I went to Japan by myself, as you said, they're a society that talks a lot.
Yeah.
So usually I don't feel that lonely when I do solo travel, but in Japan I felt so lonely.
Is it because it was harder to make friends with the local, with like a person?
Yeah, but
there?
also even like in the hostels that I stayed at, like when I stayed at hostels in Europe, everyone would like talk in the common ground, and just Rocky in the background, everyone would like talk and become friends in like the common areas.
Yeah.
But in Japan, because the society is very like quiet and like respectful of like, each other's space, the common areas, everyone was quiet. So like I really had to I was staying in a hostel in Tokyo and I really had to like sit there in the common area and look for someone to talk to and force myself to talk to them because everyone was just like chilling in their own corner reading a book on their laptop.
But this was a hostel.
Exactly, but it's Japan.
Oh, so
that's
even
the
like
society. That's the society that they are in.
But the people staying at the hostel, were they foreigners?
Yeah, but they were respectful of
the situation.
The situation too.
Yeah. So staying quiet.
Yeah.
Wow, that's tough.
So I really had to force myself to talk. And I'm not like, I could talk a lot on the podcast and I'm good at talking with people in general, but it's still a lot of energy.
It is a lot of energy and you got to make the right friends as well or else you just wasted time.
True. But I did become friends with good people. I ended up doing karaoke in Tokyo with a bunch of random people.
Oh, that's fun.
It was so much fun.
Nice.
And then we all just met that night and then we never saw each other again.
Oh, okay. I like those kind of friends.
Yeah.
Where it's like no obligation past what this is.
I did see one
it's
of
like
them.
a one-night stand.
Pretty much with friends. I saw one of them when he came to Kyoto and we went out for like sushi.
Okay.
Before he went back home to where in Europe. And yeah, so that's one other thing I learned.
I don't think I'll ever. Oh, no. I think
everyone should solo travel once in their life.
Yeah, he's not going to let me. He's going to want to be part of it. But I think I will, like I've done it. I've traveled to a different state.
It's different when you're in a different country.
Yeah. So I know that making friends is hard, so I don't know if I'll ever have to do it. But I think it's fun to make friends anyway. Like you can make gay friends. I mean, not you, but me
you
personally.
Can make friends.
Yeah. That's actually, I think I find that quite easy. Yeah, to make gay friends overseas because you already have one thing in common.
I think you just have to go to a gay club or gay bar.
Or you go on the apps too.
And that too. Apps are very good overseas in terms of trying to meet people and to just talk to someone.
Yeah, like one time caller, long time listener Gab, when he was in Singapore, he said Bumble was really popular and that's how he made like friends there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't use it.
And then he went out clubbing.
I was in a relationship, but when I was in...
No, this was like not sexual.
Oh, just like Bumble friends?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was, and he said like he would talk to people, like girls
Maybe
or boys.
I'll do that in Spain.
And they'd introduce him he'd get introduced to a group of friends. and then they go out. And then that's the
Interesting.
friendship.
Yeah, like that's literally how it happens when you're traveling. You have no inhibitions. Like you don't have anything limiting you.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about anything except
Wow.
your safety.
Yeah. That's one thing to worry about. What's next?
What else? I learned how to survive in hostels. That's a.
Oh.
You've never stayed in a hostel.
No, I have.
Have you?
It's not in a different country.
Oh, well,
don't
it's
want to.
different. I think
I
Japan.
have money now.
Oh, but even if you have money, like
I'm not gonna stay in a hostel. Like I
it depends
not
how
even
long-
not even
depends
for
what you're-
learning.
Depends how long you like. I stayed in a hostel in Queenstown last year. I was only there for 2 days, and it was cheaper than booking
An Airbnb.
Airbnb by myself
Yeah.
or like a hotel by myself.
Yeah. I mean
Um,
that's fine.
I was like, I was only there, but again,
Also, Queenstown is New Zealand. Right?
yeah, but it's full of backpackers still because they're all coming there to like hike and
yeah.
do all these adventures.
Yeah.
But after that last trip of a hostel, I realized I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to share a bathroom with anyone anymore.
Yeah, I don't want to share a bathroom. I don't even want to do it at a house like that I live in.
No, I just hate timing my showers.
Again,
And my
sharing a
bathroom.
bathroom
Yeah.
with like a household of people.
Yeah, I don't even share a bathroom. at
I don't.
home.
Yeah, so like I would never pick a house or a rental where I have to share a bathroom ever
me too.
again.
Me too. But I remember this one time I was in Krakow and I was in like
What is it called?
Krakow, Poland.
Okay, I thought you just said crack hell, and I was like, damn, what a
Krakow.
place.
Krakow in Poland. And I was staying at this hostel and there was like, I was 24. There was an Aussie guy there who was 30 and he was like the oldest person in that hostel. And we all went out clubbing as a hostel. And
Yeah.
then I think I went home early because this Aussie guy was pissing me off. Like
Yeah.
this just classic Aussie
White man.
tourist
Yeah.
on holiday, just drunk all over the place.
Yeah.
And he moved into my room earlier that day. His bunk was below me.
Oh, you went to
This was a
male,
mixed
female.
dorm one because
How'd your family feel about that?
they had no choice. I'm
They don't know.
no, they did.
Oh, they did.
But I was
Okay.
like to my dad, no, well, I'm poor. I want to go overseas. This is how I'm gonna survive.
And he was like, I too am poor and I can't give you money.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, every day, are you alive? But anyway, so I came home clubbing early and I went to bed. And I think I was like messaging my ex-boyfriend at that time.
Which
And-
one?
The rich one.
Oh, yeah. Which one?
And this Aussie man also comes back to the hostel very
Yeah.
drunk. And he knew I was up like above his bunk bed. And
Yeah.
he's all like, Hazel, I'm gonna come up the bunk bed.
Yuck.
And I was
No,
like,
please
don't even try. I will
Yeah.
kick you in the face. And he was like, I'm taking my pants off now.
No.
And I was like, there was people in my hostel that were sleeping, but
Yeah,
I wasn't sure.
like in the room.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I wasn't sure how much they could hear because when I'm
Yeah.
in hostels, I have earplugs in.
Of course,
Because
yeah.
everyone comes at different times of
Yeah.
like during the night.
Yeah.
So I was like thinking, oh my gosh, is someone listening to this conversation? Will
Yeah.
someone stop this?
Yeah.
And he was all like, I'm taking my pants off. I'm taking my t-shirt off. And I literally was like, I'm like, don't. If you come up this ladder or even try to put your hand above,
I'm gonna scream.
I'm going to kick you.
Yeah.
And then he just passed out on his bed while he was doing all that.
That's sexual harassment.
It is sexual harassment.
Yeah.
And then I remember the next day I saw him in the kitchen and
Yeah.
I avoided him
Yeah.
because he's already pissed me off so many
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
And he comes up to me and he's like, hey, did something weird happen last night? And I was
Yeah, you
like,
sexually harassed me.
I was like, yeah, what do you remember? And he's like, not much, but I just felt like you were not like you were unhappy with me about things. And I was like, yeah.
Why do you think that?
I was like, yeah, I am, and I'd prefer you not to talk to me. And I just like walked away.
Wow. Wait. Okay. So like, how did he know you were awake?
We did it. And he just worked. He's like Hazel.
Oh no, that's even worse.
Like
That's
I wasn't
rude.
even sleeping, but like luckily,
Yeah.
I mean not luckily, or like he tried to wake me up.
Nah.
So yeah, I had
That's
to learn to
disgusting.
survive in a hostel. Like obviously that was like the worst hostel experience I've had.
That is
I've
the-
had very good ones.
I would never go back after that. Well, I would go to my room switch. To be
It
honest.
was like my last night. Oh, I
No.
think he was leaving that
yeah,
day.
yeah. And you're like, thank God.
Thank God, because otherwise I would have also asked for
Yeah.
my room to be switched
Yeah.
and told them like this man was sexually harassing me last
Yeah.
night. So yeah, I had to learn to survive in hostels with random people.
Damn.
Most of them were very good. I became friends with a lot of people in
Yeah, of
hostels.
course.
That was just the worst.
That's the fun
one.
thing about hostels though, because I have stayed and like they do host like parties as well.
Mm,
That's how you get to know people.
yeah.
So I did that. Again, different, but different because I was in my own country, but everyone else
Ah.
around me
Was
was
not
not.
farming country.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
It's cool.
that was quite fun.
Yeah.
because it was like, oh, okay, so this is also quite a challenge for you.
Mm.
So that was quite good. Okay, was that it?
I had to learn. I guess it's like going back on the point of making friends, but like keeping myself company and also not running away from the loneliness. Because
How do you run away from the loneliness?
always doing things.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember, so Jacob came back from his solo trip from Poland recently, and when he first started, like when he got to the trip, he was like, "Oh, I'm like having so much fun," and I was like, "Nah, you'll be lonely." And it's like, I don't think so.
Nah.
2.5 weeks later, he's like, "I run out of things to do," and that's when it hit him. And I think when I was in Japan, especially, I just had to learn to sit with it and be like, all right, I feel lonely right now.
Yeah.
Like, if I sit with it, it'll pass.
No, you just got to accept the loneliness, isn't it?
Yeah, but most people can't do that.
Oh, okay.
They have to always do something to avoid feeling it.
I just take a nap.
That's still doing something.
Oh, okay. Read a book?
Yeah, that's a good way to like sort of just be by your own company.
Yeah. Go to the pool.
Yeah.
Just chill.
Chill. Just like do nothing by yourself. Enjoy yourself. Like being by yourself. Then my last one was what I learned from traveling is that the world is so much bigger than where you live.
Oh, way bigger.
And at the same time, you also learn to appreciate so much more of your hometown. So for example, coffee is something I will never take for granted in Melbourne.
So it's almost like getting homesick, I think.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But like finding good coffee overseas,
hard.
so hard.
Yeah.
Another one.
You give up.
Yeah.
You just go, okay, this is life.
This is
right
life.
now. Yeah.
Or also having different cuisine options that we take for granted here in Melbourne. Like food would be good in a lot of different countries, but sometimes maybe I'm craving a different cuisine from a different country and I have to find it and like literally source it out.
Yeah.
I can't just be like, oh.
Especially if you're in a country that's not super multicultural.
Yeah. Like when I was in Europe, I was craving Asian food so much.
Yeah.
And I had to like pay extra just to find this like Thai place and have a pad Thai. And I was like, wow.
Which country?
I was in Czech Republic. So it was a bit more like, it had a little bit more options. But I was just like, man, I can't believe I paid $20 for this suboptimal pad Thai.
Yeah.
Whereas
I mean,
the food we have here,
it's
so good.
Yeah, we do take it for granted how much options we have here.
And like weather, everyone shits on Melbourne weather. But when you stay in humidity for so long, you're like, I kind of miss a little bit of the dryness. But then at the same time, you stay in the cold for too long. You're like,
I miss the sun.
I miss the sun. Yeah.
Makes sense. All right.
So yeah, that's it.
You have learned a lot.
Well, yes.
I will take all that.
I hope you learn a lot too.
Well, I'll just take what you learn and apply it. So I don't need to learn. I'm all good. That's it for today's episode. It is a lot.
A lot.
Because this is our longest recording to date.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Once again, we want to thank our listeners for listening. 11 episodes in. We love you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We enjoy the support. We enjoy all the comments and all the feedback that we're getting as usual.
Yeah.
And we'll keep sharing them around. And you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Hazel and Marion, or you can send us an email at hazelandmarion.pod@gmail.com. We only have 2 episodes left for the year, by the way.
Woohoo!
Is that like a celebratory, like, I don't have to do it anymore?
Yeah. I love doing this, but woohoo!
So our last episode will be on December 19th. And then we'll be taking a
Christmas break.
And a bit more.
Yeah.
Christmas break plus
more
R&R.
Sure.
Because it's been a long half of this year. So I think we'll let you know when we'll be back in our last episode.
Yes. Join us to the next one there.
Yes. So we'll see you later.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.